Okay, would you let us know a little bit about this hospital and where it is and your experience here?
This is the Good Samaritan Hospital in Jimanni, Dominican Republic, and the history of this hospital is that it was begun by the IMA, the International Medical Association, and after the earthquake it became a relief station for many of the Haitians that were out migrating from Port-au-Prince. And the first Vermont relief team from the hospital in Vermont that came down stopped here on their way to Port-au-Prince and saw that there was a need here. And since then, we have been sending a team down every week, which has been nice for continuity, and also it has given us a way to transition nicely, because there's someone here from the team to orient you to the hospital and to the surgery room and to the tents where the patients are living. What else do you want to say?
Well, how about, would you tell us how many patients you have and the type of care that we're providing here?
When I first got here, I was working in what they call the orphanage, and in the orphanage alone, we had 104 patients, and that didn't even include the patients up in the hospital and the tents that were established. We eventually did manage to transfer most of the patients up to the tents closer to the hospital, and many were able to. Those who were now more independent and their surgeries had been completed were able to transfer over to Fond Prusienne, to the Love a Child Healing Center, which is run by, as I understand it, the Harvard Health Institute. And they have settled up, established a huge relief center there. And many of our patients have transferred over there. So what we're doing here now at this point is the people who had what we call external fixations. We don't see many of these in the United States anymore because most people have internal fixes of their broken bones, but that's actually a device on the outside of the body, on their arms or their legs. If able to, they're taking those out and putting the internals in, which makes much less pain for the patients and more mobility. So the big things right now are converting these over and then doing extensive rehabilitation and rehabilitation, physical therapy for the patients. The other thing that they're doing, they're really trying to get, for the people who had arms and legs amputated, they're really trying to get the stumps well dressed and well compressed in order to conform them to a prosthetic device. And they are presently constructing a large building which they hope will be a long-term rehabilitation center. This is going to be the needs over the next months and years. So this is what they're working on now.
Now, I think there's a lot of folks, especially up in Vermont, and medical personnel that would like to help, but not quite sure where to plug in or concerned about their safety or other concerns. What would you say to someone who wanted to help and maybe wanted to come down here about working conditions, about their physical safety and things like that?
Physical safety, I have felt totally safe. I have felt in the 2 weeks that I've been here, I have felt no concern about my physical safety. It is hot. It's usually in the 90s. We don't have air conditioning in the tents, so you need to keep yourself, well hydrated and a lot of fluids. And we have been having foods, mostly some Dominican foods, some beans and rice and fruit that is provided for us, but a lot of us have brought down some other food too. And Some of us have stayed outside in tents outside the hospital, and others of us have stayed inside the hospital to sleep at night. We've basically been working 12 hours on and 12 hours off. We share beds.
Now, what would be some of your concerns, or what sort of assistance does this facility need? Like when you look at what's going to happen here in the future, what kind of support do we need here?
Yeah, I think a lot of it is probably monetary for them to buy things like walkers, wheelchair, crutches. Obviously, the prosthetic devices are going to be very expensive. And the ongoing need just to supply good food and water for the group. If people were interested in making a donation, if you're unable to come here physically yourself, the Vermont, the Haiti Project, medical teams, and you can find that online at VermontHaitiProject.org, and there is a place to donate, and just indicate that you want it to go to the medical teams, and it will come down here with the teams. And this is nice because you know that it's coming down with us and it's going directly to a certain project that you can feel connected to and relate to. Because I know I was planning to come down here anyways before the earthquake on February 3rd and was unable to come because of commercial flights not flying, so I came down on February 3rd with the medical teams from the hospital. And a lot of people said to me, you know, they wanted to do something, but they just didn't want to sort of donate to a more anonymous organization, and so this is a way to help a Vermont organization, and
Vermonters can support Vermonters knowing their money's not being wasted.
Right, exactly.
And one final question I'd like to ask you. Will you tell me a little bit about the spirit of the Haitian people that you've been taking care of, and just kind of give us a feel of your relationship with the Haitians and seeing how that they've been dealing with this disaster.
I have been down to Haiti a number of times before, and as you know, Haiti has had one natural disaster after the other, and was in very impoverished state to begin with. And I have always constantly been amazed by the fortitude of the Haitian people. They are definitely people who make sunshine out of rain. And down here, they have been so grateful and for everything that we are doing for them. We're leaving today. It's very bittersweet. There's been a lot of tears, and I have just had a wonderful experience. Their gratitude, and they are all strong. They're all looking to the future. I mean, they really are. But there is going to be a lot of psychological problems from the stress they've been through. For example, I had an older man yesterday who I was worried about might have some form of dementia, and we did a complete mental status exam on, and I think actually what he almost has is like a short-term amnesia, or a more like a shock, almost in shock, from after the earthquake, because we asked him what day it was. He said January 12th, 2010, which was the day the earthquake happened. So they have a lot of needs in that way, and there's going to need to be a lot of long-term psychological follow-up to help these people adjust. Many of them have lost family members. One of our translators finally went home to Port-au-Prince for the first time and found out that all his family had died in the earthquake. So there's going to be a lot of stress. I've been caring for a woman since the very first day I arrived here, whose husband died in the earthquake, whose 5-year-old and 2-year-old children are being cared for by her mother in Haiti, and she just found out while we were here that she's 11 weeks pregnant. So again, it's hard. It's
compounded
hard.
problems sometimes.
Compounded problems.
Well, thank you very much.
Well, thank you.